Hello friend, in this lecture we will discuss on the anchor element in HTML. So friend, let's start. The anchor element is used to define a hyperlink, and this hyperlink enables us to navigate from one page to the other page. The anchor element has an opening anchor tag and a closing anchor tag, and in between this opening anchor tag and a closing anchor tag we will write the value which will be appearing as the name of the hyperlink. Now in the opening anchor tag, we can use various attributes, but the most important attribute that every anchor tag must have is the href attribute, and the value for which will be the address of the next page where we want the user to be redirected on click of the hyperlink. Please note, unless and until we use the href attribute in the opening anchor tag, the content between the opening anchor tag and the closing anchor tag will not be appearing as the hyperlink. That is, if the href attribute is not present, then the content of the anchor tag is not a hyperlink. Thus, for the content of the anchor element to be considered as a hyperlink, mandatorily we must use the href attribute inside the opening anchor tag. And it is absolutely fine if we have not specified any value for the href attribute. But in this case, when the user clicks on the hyperlink, the page will simply get refreshed and will land back on the same page. There are few more important things with respect to the hyperlink, that is, by default all hyperlink will appear in the web browser as listed below. That is, an unvisited hyperlink is underlined and blue in color. A visited hyperlink is underlined and purple in color. And an active hyperlink is underlined and red in color. Now let us consider one simple example. Let's assume we have two HTML pages, home.html and gallery.html. And our requirement is to navigate from home.html page to the gallery.html page, and again from gallery.html page back to the home.html page. Hence, for the solution of this requirement, we will be using the anchor element. Thus the code for the home.html is shown here. Inside the body element, we are having two other elements, that is h3 element and the anchor element. The content of the h3 element is we are on home page, and the content of the anchor element is gallery. And inside the opening anchor tag, there is an href attribute with the value as gallery.html. Now let me show you a complete code for gallery.html. Now inside the gallery.html we have a body element, and inside that body element we are having two more elements, h3 element and the anchor element. The content of the h3 element is we are on gallery page, and the content of this anchor element is home. And also inside this opening anchor tag there is an href attribute with a value as home.html. Now let's run home.html page and the output will look like as shown here. In the browser window we can see we are on the home page and a gallery hyperlink. This is because we have specified the content inside the h3 element as we are on the home page, which is appearing here. And the content of this anchor element, that is gallery, is appearing here. This is appearing as a hyperlink because we have specified the href attribute. Thus, when we click on this gallery hyperlink, it will take us to the gallery page, and inside the gallery page we are having the content as we are on gallery page. This is the same content that we have provided as a content of the h3 element. We are on gallery page, and also there is a home hyperlink. This is the content of this anchor tag. Now as soon as we click on the home hyperlink, it will take us back into home.html page because the corresponding href attribute of this anchor element is having a value as home.html. So this is a basic scenario where we can navigate from one page to another page just by using the anchor element. Now let me switch into the HTML editor and write down this code, then we will see how exactly this gets rendered in the browser and how it navigates from one page to the other page. Let's create the HTML file with the name as home.html. The first statement will be the doctype declaration, and immediately after that we'll have the HTML element, inside which we'll have the head element, and inside the head element there is a title element. Let the title be home page. Immediately after the closing head tag, let me start the body element, and inside this body element let me have h3 element, the content of which will be we are on home page. Immediately after the h3 element, let me start the anchor element, and the content of this anchor element be gallery. And inside the opening anchor tag we are having an href attribute. Let the value of this href attribute be gallery.html. Please note, so far we have not created gallery.html. So let's do that. Let me create gallery.html. So first statement, doc type declaration. Then we have HTML element inside which we'll have the head element. Then we'll have the title element. Let the title be gallery page. Immediately after the closing head tag, let me start the body element, and inside the body element, let me have the h3 element, and let the content of this h3 element be we are on gallery page. And immediately after this h3 element, let me have an anchor element. Let the content of this anchor element be home, and the value of the href attribute be home.html. That is, home hyperlink will be visible on the gallery.html page, and when user clicks on home hyperlink, it will take us to the home.html page. Let's go back into the home.html page and see. Now inside the home.html, we have just provided an h3 element with the content as we are on home page, and then we are having an anchor tag with the content as gallery. That is, when this code run in the browser, we can see we are on home page and then a gallery hyperlink. Thus, as soon as user clicks on this gallery hyperlink, it will take us to the gallery.html page. Save this and right click to open in default browser. Thus, when home.html page is rendered in the browser, we can see the content as we are on home page and then we have a gallery hyperlink. As soon as I click on this gallery hyperlink, it will take me into gallery.html, where the content is we are on gallery page and the home hyperlink. Let's click on this home hyperlink again and it will take me back into the home.html. So this is all about the basic introduction about the anchor element in HTML. We will see many more things about this anchor element in HTML in our upcoming lectures. Thank you for watching.